Welcome to the next module within the Growth Accelerator development system. In this module, we'll be looking at capabilities module. Within the capabilities module, we will predominantly be focused on two aspects. This video deals directly with project management maturity, and in the next video, we'll be covering ISO and ISO gap analysis and ISO maturity analysis. So the two key components for us under capabilities is obviously how are we actually translating our strategy into projects and how are those projects being executed. So what is our project management maturity or the capability for us to manage project within the organization. Capabilities, broader capabilities, you have gone through the capability analysis and gap analysis within the business builder session, which deal with the broader organizational capabilities. So back to project management maturity, project management being a vital skill in most businesses, where most businesses need to translate activities into actual projects, and those projects needs to be managed in line with quality, the time, and the ability to make deadlines within the project. So if we look at the self-assessment structure, again, ranging then from 1 being ad hoc, 2 being repeatable, 3 being defined, 4 being managed and measured, and 5 being optimized. This is the process maturity rating that we'll be applying to each one of the sessions. Going to the self-assessment, we will be looking at specifically scope management. So for project management, we recommend PRINCE2 as a methodology. That means that you're going to require resources that are capable of delivering projects at that level. This specific assessment makes sure that we've got staff that can actually do their own project delivery and management within the business. So looking at whether or not there's proper scope assessment being done, rating again what is the level with each one of these, and then setting the overall average. So let's look at time management as an example. What level best describes the situation? Scheduling and resource planning is not performed at all. So that means, do we know the resources that are available, the amount of hours that are available, and what is the organization doing? So is everything within the business scheduled? An informal task activity list is used, no formal scheduling. So that would be for most, where we capture what is it that needs to be done, by when it needs to be done, but in a very informal way. Time management process used to on almost all projects. So do we actually complete timesheets? Projects are systematically prioritized to ensure resource allocation. So that means project prioritization, again, another module that you can refer to within the Business Builder, project prioritization, and are we allocating the right resources to that as well? Improved procedures are used for time management processes. So are we improving the processes? So again, if we look at the scores, we will look at the average of that score as 3 and then update that as 3 for the overall for time management. Cost management. So again, now establish cost practices. So how do we manage costs and how do we account for costs within the project? Basic processes for cost estimating. How do we estimate before the project takes off, and how do we allocate budgeting against that? What level is that at? Cost estimates and planning are tracked against a baseline. So are there any variances within the project? Cost planning and tracking is integrated into the project office system. So do we have a cost tracking system in place within the project management capability? And then lessons learned, improve document cost management processes. So related to cost management, are we capturing the lessons learned as we execute projects, whether that being good or bad lessons, capture that so that we don't repeat or can repeat the same within the next project. overall quality of not only what is delivered, but how the project itself is being delivered. So looking at quality processes, quality is of whether or not there's a physical definition of it, whether or not all projects are required to use quality management, and whether or not there's post-project evaluations to improve quality management. Human resources, looking at the resources allocated, so whether or not no formal project teams are formed, repeatable processes are in place. Most projects use a formal HR management process. Resources forecasting used on projects. So do we know how many resources are needed for a project, and do we allocate those specific resources? Integration management. So how well is the projects and the project management process integrated into the overall processes of the company? Communication management. So how well are the timelines and the projectivity and everything being executed and communicated to the rest of the team? What levels best describe your situation? So when it comes to risk management, are risks not documented? Basic risk management process in place, risk management for most projects, and there are metrics available. Management is involved in risk management. So again, looking at risk management and then ultimately procurement. So how are elements being bought within there? Is there a costing process? Is there an application process in place? So again, enabling you to score and rate the project management maturity across the entire business, but then also being able to look at scope, time, cost, quality, human resources, integration, communication, risk management, and procurement as to what is the current level. If we look at that stated within green, and then what is the goal level on where we need to help improve the business. For project management maturity, we do suggest that the implementation of PRINCE2 be followed, because that provides you with easy certification and training for the resources. This assessment, though, will give you the basics that should be in place to start properly managing projects. Project management systems will be covered within the IT or the systems requirement scope analysis, but we can use any online project management system, which there are quite a few, Asana or Monday.com, all of these helping you to automate the project management tracking process.